Yeah, what's up? We are back with another banger. FanDuel Zay in the building, man. This is the WTP Sports Dudes, man. Hey, we are here with Saturday Sports Freestyling this Saturday morning, man. I got Level Up Sports 10 Mossberg in the building. What's up with you, Moss? How you doing?
Yeah, feeling pretty good, man. It's a great day. It was a little foggy to start. I went and got my coffee, but just ready for this great day of football. We got your Buckeyes. We got our guy up there, SEC Sean, and his guys playing. But man, it's just great to see you guys this morning, man.
At McDonald's, he said, "Don't sue me." You know what I mean? Hey, what's up with you, SEC Sean? How you doing this morning?
Man, you know it. We here. We gonna get it going. We got a big slate today. This is getting to chaos weekend down here now. We could have a lot of crazy stuff go on. It's just good to see all the fam in here this morning. And
Sure.
man, let's get this thing rolling. Let's get these people the topics and the info they need.
Big facts, man. Hey, y'all know we gotta shout out the crew, man. We missing some folks, but that we know they ain't too far. You know what I mean? They probably tuned in right now anyway. Rob, WTP for Life. The channels are scrolling down at the bottom. We got Parlay Poe with the Blitzberg podcast, Post Game with the Post Game 86 podcast, and City League TV. T1. You can find him on Facebook and YouTube. Man, he streamed a banger last night. Man, Ridge ain't get that dub, but shout out to our City League boys, man. 48-41. That's my alma mater. You know what I mean? We went down, but hey, you know, it go like that sometime in these playoffs, man. Hey, but we gonna jump right into it, man. The first question on the docket we got today: will any of you hire John Gruden to any of these teams looking for a head coach?
Ooh,
I don't. I
This
don't
could
I'm
be
think I would.
this could be NFL or college too. You know,
I, I don't think the NFL is going to take another shot on him because of all that went down with the Raiders. I don't know about a college taking a shot. Um, I have heard a lot of links of Gruden to Arkansas and Oklahoma State too. Um, so I mean, I guess something like that could be, but I don't see one of the premiers like a Penn State, Florida, LSU. I don't see one of them taking a flyer on Gruden. I just don't see it. But one of the smaller
just
openings could.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, it's John Gruden. You know, I think about the things that happened, of course, in Oakland. But when you think of the name, you think of Super Bowl. You think of the great coach, what he does, what he can bring to the table, the development. A lot of people didn't even have him winning the Super Bowl when he was at Tampa Bay. You see what he did with Tampa Bay football. He brought those guys back to life in a different way. And I think he fits for college football right now. I think he fits for college football, watching him unveil his boxes that he's receiving from some of these universities. Put John Gruden on the sideline for college football. I think it gives it value, and I think he electrifies the college football world with his presence as well. So I definitely feel like he can get one of these. I think we would call it a lower grade position based on some of the upper positions and prestige of the programs. But yeah, give him a shot. Why not?
man, I don't know if I want to see Gruden coach. Man, I like Gruden when I see him on YouTube. I like Gruden when he make his little appearances on TV. Man, I feel like it's fitting for him. Man, he did what he was supposed to do when he was out here. Man, I mean, just to answer the question, would any team hire him? I feel like somebody would. Um, but I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I feel like sometimes the time them pass people. And I feel like Gruden's time is done, man. I like where he at right now. I still want to see the QB classes coming out, and all that good stuff. So, man, listen, great coach, hell of a coach, Hall of Famer. Um, but man, come on, man. We got fresh blood. We got fresh blood out here. Let the sharks go ahead and swim.
It's something that you asked this because it made me just think about Bill Belichick. How long do you think he lasts in college football? If You know what I mean? I mean, if you give a Belichick a shot, you got to throw Gruden on that sideline. I think he's worth it, and he could do better than Belichick. No disrespect.
Yeah, but Belichick never took a break. Gruden took a long, long stint. Not coaching. So, like Belichick, I feel like Belichick just collecting checks right now for real. I think he the new playboy. He the new school playboy. He the new school Hugh Hefner. That's what I view Belichick as. I can't even take him serious.
See,
Way to get
I
it.
think these NFL coaches would be better GMs because they know a lot about evaluating talent. I mean, not saying that the current college coaches don't, but they've developed it and seen it at an NFL type level out of the draft and the combine and all that. The biggest problem I see with NFL coaches, the reason I say is because how are they going to handle the amount of hours it takes as a college coach, recruiting, traveling? They're not used to doing all that stuff. They're used to coaching and they really have their coordinators do a lot of their stuff, but how are they going to handle the transfer portal? Or there's just not stuff there. I mean, transfer portal, I guess they'd be used to, which I say a GM because of free agency.
Great point, bro.
Yeah, facts. I don't know, man. I listen. Some of these old guys, it's time for some of these old guys to go, man. That's just how I feel. Um, y'all got anything else to add to that though?
Look, the greatest of all time in college was Nick Saban, right?
Facts. That's facts.
Okay, he got out. Why did he get out? He was older, and he didn't like keeping up with all the stuff you got to do now was just getting too much. If he got out, what makes you think Belichick or somebody can do it? Nick Saban was in it when he got out. So that's my theory on it.
Just thinking of what you said, it gives me the thought of could there possibly be a Sean McVay out there to come and shock the college football world at a young age and be able to have that that movement to do all these things in which it takes to build that successful program and recruit and travel and all those things because you see the success he had, even though it was in the NFL at a young age, just doing what he did through, talking with the upper guys and management, things like that. I think it would take for someone at a young age maybe to shock the college football world, just like we seeing something go on at the university right here in the Midwest, not too far from myself. But we could say that conversation for another day as well. I got to get a love to him, man. Got to get some love to him down there, man.
All right, hey, what game should all the two lost teams be watching closely? Who should they hope loses in that game?
Well, I mean, if
Man,
you're a two-loss team already, so I'm just going to throw this out there because this is our Missouri two-loss team. Well, if Missouri loses, they don't need to watch any other game. But if they beat A&M, they need to look at Navy to beat Notre Dame. They need chaos even at that point. So if you're a two-loss team, you're looking at all the other two-loss teams that are near you in the rankings, and you need them to lose, but you have to win, or else it doesn't matter what they do. So I don't know that there's a specific game. There's numerous different games. I mean, you can go through. I was doing scenarios today, and we can get into it later at the end of this more, but some of the scenarios I was putting together, our dear good friend over there whose name starts with a Z would be pretty upset at some of the scenarios I found and put together.
I wouldn't. I want to hear the scenario.
You may not be, but I can guarantee there's one who's not in here right now that would rip me apart for it. We'll just leave it at that. We all know his name starts with a T.
Hey, so one thing I know, Doug, is that our ticket is punched. We are solidified in the playoff already. I know that for a fact. So it ain't no scenario that can upset me because at the end of the day, I still got a chance to win it all.
I thought Doug asked the question. You called me Doug. Man, come on.
What's going on, Doug? It's good to see you in here this
Who
morning as
called you
well.
Doug?
You said what I know, Doug.
No, I said one thing I know for sure.
Oh,
It's all
yeah.
good. I don't
What?
care. I've been
So,
called a lot worse. I promise.
so the question was, what two lost team like? Can you put it up again? Because it's like a couple, and I like how you mentioned your scenarios. What game should all the two lost teams be watching closely? I think it's that your game today. I think it's your game, SEC Sean. That Texas A&M, not Missouri. I think that's the game that everybody really have their eyes on. I think the Alabama LSU. I think that's less attractive because of the fact that I think everybody know what LSU is kind of bringing to the table now, and Alabama is just gaining momentum. So for me, I'm taking this Texas A&M Missouri game because I think you got Texas that gets back in the picture, you got Vanderbilt that gets back in the picture, you got that SEC with that game today. Those two lost teams have a shot, and I'm talking about a big shot because we just know how tough that SEC is, and we see the record they have against the Big Ten this year. And I know
If
a lot of people talk about that, but the record is pretty outstanding. The record is pretty much like, wow. I was surprised when I actually looked at it myself, but I think when the playoff comes and bowl games, that's when that record settles itself out, and we look at that record come again in January. So I definitely
what's the
feel it's
what's
got.
the
I
record?
think it's about 11-5 or something like that.
There was not that many games against between each other. It just wasn't.
Not like big games though. It wasn't like big major games though. That's why I really wasn't like looking at it and paying like super heavy attention to it because I know when a playoff come and a bowl games like last year, it was just a totally different outlook. So overall, I think with the Big Ten, SEC, Big Ten has won the last couple of years. We got to respect the conference. They right there neck to neck. If the Big Ten,
Yeah.
I said, they win this year, they top of the mountain.
Can we
That's just
talk
my opinion.
facts though? Like we talking about 11-5. That means 16 teams. That mean it was a home and that mean it was a conference versus conference. Everybody played everybody. It was never 11-5. Like that's not facts. Every SEC team did not play every Big Ten team, bro. That's what we like. We can't sit there and say that, bro. I'm not letting that slide. I'm not letting that
Just saying,
slide. You said 11 and
wait,
5. That's 16 teams. It's 16 teams in the SEC. 16 teams in the SEC did not play 16 teams in the Big Ten. We are not going to let that go. We're not. We're not
now
like that. That's false
there's no
advertisement.
way. Yeah, we didn't do 16 games against the Big Ten probably last year and this year combined. I don't
The
maybe
only
in the
the
last
only game
three
I
to
can think
four
about
years.
is OU and Michigan. That's the only game I can think
This
about.
year, yeah, that's the only one I come up with. And what was it? A couple of years ago, you had Missouri, Oklahoma, Ohio State, right in the bowl game. But there was some other. But that's the only one I can think of this year is uh, OU Michigan for this year. Uh, but back to the question real quick, Zay, if you made me pick a game that they're going to watch, the two lost teams in the Big Ten and the SEC are watching Texas Tech, BYU, and everything in the SEC. Or I'm sorry, the ACC.
Man, I think every two loss team should have their head on the swivel. If you're a
I
two
mean,
loss team, you still got a chance. If you're a two loss team.
yeah. Whoa, we lost Zay.
that is
That's
what's
all
the name
right.
just cut.
We keep it rolling.
It's
Let him come back and finish his comment. But I get what he's saying. I mean, I heard the beginning part of that was, every two loss team needs to have their head on a swivel, and he's right.
yeah.
But now he's back, so we'll let him finish his thoughts.
Yeah, I was saying every two loss team should have their head on a swivel. Like it's layers to it though. Like Vandy should have their head on a swivel for any team in the SEC that got one loss because they right there on the cusp. You know what I'm saying? They right there
Right.
on the cusp. OU, that's same for OU in Texas. They should have their head on a swivel. But everybody that got two losses still got to win. You have to win. I mean, it's just that simple. Missouri, they got Texas A&M. You got to win. I mean, if you lose, you're done. You know what I mean? It's goodbye. So I mean, every two loss team that came up in them rankings on Tuesday, you gotta have your head on a swivel, man. Bless you.
Thank you.
Y'all got anything else to add to that?
Nah, like I said,
Uh,
I'll throw some scenarios at the end when we're done with all the questions and stuff.
because I was thinking
I mean,
about
you
Jays. Is it a
go ahead,
two
Moss.
loss in a? I know your power conference. I know we talked about them heavier. We had that Tulane game yesterday. Anybody in that power conference, I know you look at a lot that you think really could, put something to the table this weekend with, one of those two loss teams going
You
down
saying from the
or
group of six?
yeah,
Man, the group of six is a mess right now. Like, we got to just
crazy.
call it what it is. It's just a hot mess. You know, the committee protecting themselves because, I said James Madison on Thursday. James Madison was the second group of six team that was receiving votes. But like Parlay Poe mentioned, he was like, man, they don't want James Madison in there. They want a more marquee name up in that playoff, and they want people that they think is going to travel and bring money in. So they're saving their own tail for real right now, because if they don't rank anybody, then they could just put whoever they want in there, and they don't got to give no explanation to us. They just be like, this is who we think is the best one. And they don't have to do nothing else. That's all they have to say. They don't have to stack resumes or nothing. They just be like, eye test tells me this is the best one. And I think they saving tail. You know what I mean? So the group of sixes is just, we just gotta wait to see with that, man. Because at the end of the day, bro, they're gonna do what they want to do with that.
Yeah, because if they would have ranked a team, you would have had something, but they didn't. And you're right, they covered themselves by not ranking like a Memphis, not putting them in the top 25. They could have put Memphis in there where Tennessee is at 25. Nobody would have blinked twice, but they didn't because they don't know what's going on there. With Tulane beating Memphis, that almost eliminates Memphis right there.
Yeah.
Facts.
Because now they got two losses in the conference, and you still got Navy, North Texas, Tulane, and USF with one loss in that conference. Your conference championship game right now looks like a rematch of USF and North Texas.
And it's not even just that conference though. It's
No,
like you got
yeah,
San Diego State, they don't know what to do with. And then you
right.
got you got James
James
Madison,
Madison.
they don't know what to do with. They don't know what to do with none of these teams, bro.
I like
No,
the fact that you talked about James Madison because just a question: have you checked out Tarleton State this year at all?
No, I haven't.
Remember early this, like I think the first stream, I was trying to figure out who this Tarleton State team was. They down in Texas. I've literally watched this team all season. They have one loss. They lost not this like they lost last week to Alberline Christian, and it was a close game. They lost by a field goal, and it just makes me think like, man, we might be on to something. I like 16, man. It's so much we could talk about with this, man. It's wild.
Why you like 16?
I just think when, like, we talking about the power six schools, you got this competitive nature we seeing in them. We seeing the transfer portal fare out to some of these power schools. And speaking of a team, not even knowing about a college in Tarleton State, first time in my life, you know, learning about this team and to see how college football landscape is changing. It was at 4 just a few years ago. Now it's at 12. Why not give it 16? Because I think you gotta give give respect, give homage in a way to these kids that's out here actually being student athletes. They out here playing, and I think it's a way you gotta reward them. The NIT is a way they do it on the college basketball side. Even if you do something in some kind of way like that, I just think these kids need to go out there and it's worth it. They putting their bodies on the line. They out there being in the school. They taking care of their studies, on a daily, on a weekly basis. Why not reward them with something at the end of the season for their just consistent effort and being and holding up to the standard?
Hey, Sean, you like 16?
no, I like 12. I think 12. I can see the case for 16, but I like 12. I think 12. I think 16. You start getting more watered down. I think 12. You get some of the best. I think you have to earn it if it's 12. If it's 16, a team like Texas A&M, great resume so far, right? Could lose this week, South Carolina and Texas, and probably still get in. I like 12. I mean, I think we're going to go to 16 because I think the big power conferences want 16. But I kind of like 12 just because of the fact that it seems like you've more earned it to get in. I didn't like 4. I thought 4 was too narrow. I mean, look at 4 this year. If you were only doing 4 in the playoff, you'd have, let's just leave it like it is right now. Ohio State, India, you have the Big Ten and the SEC. If you take the top 4, and to me, you're not even giving any credit to anybody else, like a BYU who's undefeated, or a Texas Tech who we all think is really good, or a Georgia team, that is a perennial power. So I think 4 is too small. So I like 12, but I have a feeling we'll be at 16 in the next year or two.
I hate 16, and I'm gonna tell you why. The 16th team that came in the college football playoffs ranking was Vandy.
Yeah,
Vandy lost by 16 points to Bama. I feel like the later on you get in the year, once you get to a playoff, that's a team that I feel like will get blown out in the playoffs. Then you talk about 15, Louisville. Louisville lost to Virginia. I don't agree that none of them teams. Well, I agree. I think that all them teams in the ACC are like really mid. I think a lot of them teams will get blown out if they make it to the playoffs. And then the last team, Utah, they already got a 20-point loss to a team that's in the top 10 in the playoff. Like, why are we watering it down to where we're about to? One thing we wanted to get rid of is seeing bad games in the playoffs.
Right.
You stretch it out to 16, you're going to see bad games, and it's just as simple as that. Somebody gonna get a lot of teams is gonna get blown out in the first round. That's how I feel.
Yeah. Look at it this way: if it's 16 teams and it's 1 versus 16, right, in the first round,
blowout.
Ohio State and Vandy. Oh, good Lord! Come on, man.
Blowout.
But it would 1 versus 16. We know that it's not gonna be no.
Yeah, it would because it'll be even. It would be
no
even.
There's no buys no
somewhere.
more. It's just a 16-team bracket. You can't have buys.
Yeah, they switch it up some way where Ohio State's not going to play Vandy, but who knows?
Well, I mean, you right. It could be two buys. It could be 2 buys for the top 4 seeds, but that's not likely. That's highly unlikely.
That's way unfair to everybody else, giving them 2 weeks. 2 extra weeks.
Yeah, that just sounds crazy.
I think it's going to be, if it goes to 16, it's going to be just like the NCAA tournament where 1 versus 16, 2 versus 15, all the way down the line. And I just think the first round games, you're going to have at least 4 to 5 of those games are going to be just terrible.
I think it's more likely we go to 14 and do NFL
I could see 14.
More of an NFL playoff setup.
Yeah. Top 2 get buys.
Whatever creates a buy, I think, will work more so.
You said what?
Anything plus 12, like 14, that will create that buy for that 1, 2. Yeah, whatever creates that buy for that top 2 seeds and give them that home field. Yeah, I don't know. It's just giving us something to look at each season with the 12, the way everything is going. I mean, 16, I get it now, but 14, at least the teams get that buy. You know what I mean? Something like that. But I don't know. It's crazy.
It's so much to think about. We might as well leave it at 12.
That's it. I mean, look at the chaos we could have this year alone, fellas. Look at the chaos we could have this year alone with 12 teams. You want to go to 16? That chaos becomes, you're going to have chaos starting in week 2.
Nah, facts.
We like it.
I like chaos, but good Lord, man, that's getting a little too much. Now we're debating on, should a 3-loss Vandy team, should a 3-loss Minnesota team be in the playoff? I mean, we don't need to get that far down the list, I don't think.
They have no shot of winning it all. That's my whole point.
Right.
I just want people in that has a chance, other than the group of 6. You know, I think the group of 6. You know, a lot of people don't like that the group of 6 is represented. I'm a person that's on the group of 6 side because I think sometimes, not sometimes. I think you always need a chance for underdog. You know, just a chance. That's all. I think they deserve that at the very minimum. You know what I mean? Get an underdog a chance, man. You got to throw a group of 6 team in there always.
I mean, did you ever think a 16 would be the one in the basketball tournament?
We've done seen it. So,
but that's what I'm saying. But before it happened, did you think you would ever see it?
Yeah, because it's basketball.
I thought we would in time, right?
It's basketball. But they had a chance. You know?
If that 16 seed doesn't get in, they don't even have a chance.
I think basketball and football are so fundamentally
way different too. Right.
You know, like I done dropped some buckets on people's heads in my life, and we done beat some people we wasn't supposed to beat. So you know what I mean?
I get it.
Basketball is just different, bro. Moss, I know you done had some moments. You know what I'm saying? You done dropped some buckets on people's heads. Y'all wasn't supposed to beat them, bro, but you went off. You feel me?
Bro, we was on it. Nobody expect us but us. We knew what we was on. We was on around like them high school Tigers. Shout out to them boys getting that big win out in Chillicothe last night.
Yes, and let me I'm gonna clarify something for you, Moss, real quick. Tarleton State, they wouldn't be eligible for the G5 anyway. They're not Division I. So they're like FCS.
Okay, so they were.
I think they're in I think they're going Division I, but they're transitioning, so they can't go right now. They have to wait for a couple of years.
That's what it is. That transition. I was reading the article. I'm glad you mentioned that too. That's what I was looking at.
Just like Texas A&M, or I'm sorry, East Texas A&M, which used to be Texas A&M Commerce, 2017 national champion, by the way, Division II. They're moving into Division I. So, but they've got to wait a couple of years too for those schools like that. So, Tarleton's a cool school though. Stephenville, Texas.
And that's where it's at in Stephenville.
Yeah, I was like, they're under the Texas A&M umbrella. It's a Texas A&M school.
Purple. That's sweet. The purple colors too that they got. So
yeah.
Fan of that color purple, man, for some years for sure.
All right, hey, let's pivot man, over to the NBA real quick, man. Could there be something working behind the scenes with Bron and the Lakers?
I definitely shout out to the King, man, who's still doing what he do, man. Years and years into this game, man. Don't get enough credit for it. It's a lot going on with the talks. I know we talk about it within the chat, but I definitely think there's something going on. Come on home to Cleveland. Come on to Ohio. Get your farewell tour going, Bron, and please your fans, man. They've been waiting on it for years, man. I think what LA got going right now, I think without LeBron is speaking volume in every way. It's a lot that Rich Paul hint and talk about when he have his little interviews, I feel. But I like him in that Cleveland uniform, man. It's something about him when they're in that Cleveland uniform, the city, the state. It's a different feel. You see him at them Buckeye games. King need to be back home to get a ring and enjoy this farewell tour. I definitely think there's something going on.
I'm gonna be honest, I haven't kept up with it much, so I'm really don't have much. There's got to be something going on out there, but I don't know what. I haven't, like I said, I haven't kept up with it too much. Lakers aren't my team. Just haven't really started really focusing in on basketball much right now. Too much football going on right now in the world, so I won't even jump into that because I just don't know.
It's cool, Sean. I'll give you the rundown. Like Teague said, Rich Paul and his agency, they run the NBA. This is just the truth about it. There's something going on behind the scenes because LeBron is seeing that he is the problem. I'm telling you, LeBron does not want to come back to the Lakers with us starting off as hot as we did. And if he come back, he know if we start losing games, he's going to be the butt of the blame. It's just that simple. They're going to be like, is it LeBron? Like, is LeBron the problem? This is what's going to happen because LeBron takes the ball. Like at this point in his career, LeBron needs 30 minutes. LeBron needs not to be on the ball. He need to really be in a dunker spot. Like he don't even need to be on the perimeter at this point. I feel like uh you need to use your 6'8", 260, 65 frame, bro. You need to be in a dunker spot, man. Like his game is not his game back when he was 30. He need to change his game. And I think that got a lot to do with him just sitting out right now. I'm not saying that he not injured, because from what I hear, this sciatic thing, it goes from like your shoulder all the way down to like your ankle, like it's like a nerve thing too. So I'm not gonna say that he not injured because that's disrespectful to the game. I used to play the game, so I'm not gonna disrespect the game like that. But I think that his camp know, like if he come back in the midst of us playing hot right now, that if we drop games, bro, they're going to look at this guy and be like, man, it's his time up. And I think he's still trying to stretch out like another year. I don't think he think this is his last year. I think he want to play one or maybe possibly two more years. Um, you know, him having the thought of trying to become an owner, man, if you collecting $50 million checks, bro, that's going a long way towards you becoming and accomplishing that goal. You know what I'm saying? So I listen, I think I don't want to say milking the game. I think he milking the money though, if y'all get what I'm saying, you know. And I think he doing what he supposed to be doing for real, honestly, because man, dudes wake up and then they don't have a paycheck, you know, in the NBA. So him to be in the league 20 plus years and still one of the highest paid players is an accomplishment in his own self. But I'm telling you, bro, Rich Paul, he's so smart. He already said a month or two ago that this team is building around Luca, and I think he was setting his client up for success and possibly looking for other teams' interest in LeBron because I kind of feel like they felt like this team was already constructed enough around him with some of the pickups we had. We picked up Nick Smith Jr. Over the summer. We picked up Laravia, who's a three and D guy. We picked up Marcus Smart just so he can come in and play defense. We picking up a lot of the pieces that Luca had when he went on a championship run with the
Yeah.
Mavericks. So I think the writing was on the wall for LeBron, honestly. Like I think Rich Paul did his due diligence as an agent. He's the best agent in the game. So I definitely think some stuff is working. I definitely do.
Yeah.
And I think really it's not Cleveland that we need to think about. I think it's the Warriors.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Zay. And shout out to Rich Paul, like you said, man. Agent of the what the last since he just stepped on the scene, he's been making deals behind closed doors. Some people don't know about. He just doing what he do, man. Shout out to LeBron and keeping that them guys together and what they do, man. Like that's like a corporation built. A lot of people say what they say, but as brothers and what we do with this podcast, I think about some of those things and what how we build and what we've been doing too. So shout out to what they're doing, and yeah, they get it's a lot of value too. There's so much value in LeBron that if he goes wherever he goes, that they can get back. And Kaminga is on the list. They need another
Exactly.
big man. And Golden State is a destination. When him and Curry was on, I know you don't really watch Nash in that mind game, but I watched that conversation. Him and Curry look like they ready to go for another Olympic style run together for the Warriors. And I'm glad you said that. So man, that's just something that would be special to see for basketball.
I mean,
Curry
if
I
and
do
LeBron on the same.
listen. I do not want to see Brown go to the Warriors. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to see it, bro. I think it's gonna hurt his legacy.
do you, and y'all are more in tune than me. You're talking about the
Mhm.
Warriors. If LeBron's looking to leave, is there a scenario you see him winding up in Dallas with Kyrie again?
No, there's
See,
no way in
I
hell
don't
he's
either.
going to end up in Dallas because
I don't
there's nothing that we want from Dallas.
know.
You know,
They'll
it's
give him
like
slack.
you're not going to give us Coop. You're
I
not
don't
going to
know.
give us
He ain't
Coop.
that good.
No,
He, I'm
he. It's a transition, man. They listen. They play him as a point forward. It's a
right,
transition. He's never played point forward in his life.
right.
So I'm telling you, Coop gonna be nice.
Yeah,
His game remind me a lot of like a mixture of Karolinko and like Gordon Hayward.
yeah,
He's like a baby child to them.
right.
But like they're trying to turn him into a point forward, and maybe it's gonna work, maybe it's not, but it's gonna be we're gonna see. Like eventually, at some point, they're gonna have to be like, all right, we're gonna go all in on this, or it's gonna be like, all right, we're just gonna put you back in your natural habitat. But I think either way though, Coop is gonna be a solid NBA player, all star. I don't think he's gonna be one of the greatest ever, like KD said, but uh, bro, I like what I seen from Coop. I think the only thing that Coop is missing right now is he just not hitting his shots because I think the game is moving too fast for him. But everything else,
Yeah,
like he looked like he belonged out there for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like it
yeah.
ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about that. You know what I mean? It just I think you got to catch up. Like it's just like going from high school to college. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to.
Well, and
It's
I
some
think
adjustment period.
I think part of it is too is I think he's kind of feels like he has to be the face of the franchise,
Oh,
and
he is.
he
He
is, but
is.
don't. What I'm saying is that pressure on a rookie that young without Kyrie there, without AD there, because they're in, I think he feels like he has to do more than he really has to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think in time, especially if AD comes back, Kyrie comes back, I think the second half of the season, I think you're going to see a much more. You're going to see what everybody thought you were going to get from Cooper Flag.
Yeah. That's my best time of the season is after All Star break. Because during that All Star weekend, when they play their games respectively, I know it's All Star weekend, but you really look at some of them games because some players go out there and they play and they put on the show in a different way, and the rest of the season, goes a certain way for some of those players. So I always watch All Star Weekend close, but definitely basketball after. But this year I've been watching a lot of it prior to, and this has been a great NBA season. Even seeing Coop play the point forward, I think it's something special with having a coach Jason Kidd. The type of point guard that Jason Kidd was. I think he's doing nothing but learning the game in a different way to where, guess what? When they have you at the 3 and 4 position, your mindset is already knowing what these other players and where they're going to be from you having that point guard position point forward to where things is just going to flow so smooth. I think he's something, and like Zay said, he might not be the greatest, but I think he definitely going to have his time in this NBA as we see. And it's just getting better as we seeing some of these college players got to be coming as well.
RA, does sports need to increase their awareness to mental health and put more systems in place to help check in on athletes? Y'all know we just lost um, the Cowboys defensive end, Nealon. Um, rest in peace to Nealon. Prayers to his family and his loved ones. Uh, we've been going through this for quite some time now, where we're seeing athletes just hit the burner. Um, especially on the football tip, the CTE after the CTE came out, we've been seeing this. We think something's wrong with AB out here. The way he be acting the fool. He just got charged with attempted homicide. What needs to be done in y'all's opinion, man? Because this stuff is still out of hand. It's gotten better, but it's still out of hand. They've been trying things. They wear the things on their helmet in the NFL. Even in college football, they do it. I don't know. Like y'all could just speak on how y'all feel. What needs to be done.
there's a lot. I mean, I think the teams need to be a little more aware. Maybe they need to hire more staff, like more what you would call like maybe psychologist type people on the staff to kind of even just look at people and just see something's not right with this guy. But I also think your peers, your teammates, all need to have a little more awareness too. And if we're all three on a team and I see Moss acting a little different than he'd been acting normal, we may need to pull him aside and have a little chat or maybe see about getting him some help to check in on him.
Right.
But as a teammate, a friend, whatever, you need to be able to do that stuff for people. You've got to know, man, Moss don't seem right today. Let me pick up the phone and give him a quick call real quick. Man, they look a little off. He looked a little depressed about something. Let me hit him up real quick. Because a lot of times that one little phone call or text message can change everything. So I think everybody needs to be more aware of signs. And some of these players, and I'm not saying it in a bad way, but some of them need to have a little less pride and ask for help if they feel like something's wrong.
Yeah. Wow. I totally agree. I think it needs to be more talked about mental health on the men's side. Me myself, I go to counseling. Um, I'm eager to get back into it because I haven't been in almost a year. Um, it's something that's needed, for us men. I don't care what nobody say. I'm here. I'm live. I'm telling everyone. I'm eager to get back to my counseling because, outside of that, thankful for this group that we have. SEC Sean, FanDuel J, City League TV, Parlay Pro, Post Game, WTP Sports. So we literally communicate with each other every day. We have to have more transparency with each other. Like you said, SEC Sean, put your pride to the side. These are things, and prayers out to the Leland family. I can't imagine what you're going through. I can't imagine seeing and cheering for someone on Sunday who so many people look up to, but not knowing what he's going through. Prayers to the family, prayers to anyone affected by it, prayers just to everyone over the world that might need a shoulder to lean on or need a prayer, or we here to say it's going to be okay. You know what I mean? So I think it needs to be something more acclimated with these youth, with the youth, even us adults, because it gets overlooked every day, um, and it's sad. There's so many things, and we got trillionaires, we got millionaires, we got billionaires whatsoever. But like you said, SEC Sean, them phone calls got to tap, them phone calls got to ring, text messages got to come through. That's important.
Um, One thing I've always told women, um, and and I hope people don't take this wrong from me. I've always told women in my life that there's only two people in the world that get unconditional love, and that's women and children. Grown men do not get unconditional love. You have to provide a service to be loved as a man, and that's just my opinion on it. I think this is a case study right here for that. You know, I don't think people really it like how should I word this? I don't think people really care about stuff like this when it comes to grown men until it's too late. Um, and it's not that I don't know. It's just the world we live in, man. I really can't. I have a hard time explaining exactly how I feel about this because it works through my mind, but I can't get the words out because I've seen this over and over in different situations. You know, So it's just like I've always felt like this though. Like I've never seen a man uh be loved like just let's think about this for a second. Okay, let me put it like this. In the society of America, you see that the world loves women more from the system of okay, the women are the custodial parent always, you know. Um it's nothing to put a man on child support. This is exactly it. This is like a you just peeling the onion back. You can see the effects of what I mean by a man don't have unconditional love. A man does not get no love in any aspect of life. If somebody could tell me one way a man gets unconditional love, and you can actually give me true facts on it, I will stand down. But I'm telling you, nobody can tell me in not one instance that a man gets unconditional love. And this goes for mental health. That's why I said nothing happens until it's too late because like Sean said, it takes a text, it takes a call. What do we say when it comes to kids? It takes a village to raise kids, you know. Once you a man, if you ain't got a crew like we got, nobody's calling for you and checking on you. Nobody's doing these things. You know, if you gotta have a crew like how we got that's solid, you know what I mean? But if none of us had a crew like this, nobody would call and check up on us. You know what I'm saying? And that's just a fact. But one thing we know more likely than not is that when it comes to a kid or a woman, somebody is always going to check up on them, especially if they got men in their life. You feel me? I've always told, I tell my girl this all the time too. Um, it's two separate things. A man looks for peace, and a woman looks for happiness. You know, and that can look different for a lot of different people. Peace for me is just watching football and drinking a beer. You know, peace for Moss might be, you know, rolling up a stogie and scrolling on the phone and drinking coffee. You know, peace for Sean might be drinking a beer and watching football. You know, something like that too. Like you know what I'm saying. So happiness though, what does happiness look like? Happiness for
Let me
for
interrupt real quick.
go ahead.
If that's the case, then I'm gonna be at peace this afternoon.
You're gonna be in your peaceful mode. That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm saying. A man looks for peace, bruh.
But
And
let me tell you this. You're right about the village and the crew and stuff. Even me, okay, I'm the newest one to this whole family. Well, minus Doug, but we don't count Doug. But um,
That's that A&M
so
talk on you, Doug.
y'all let me come in. If I'm not on a few podcasts in a row, I guarantee you my phone's going to get a text message from one of y'all.
that's a fact.
I guarantee it. And it's the same thing. If Zay's not on here a few in a row, I'm talking like, a week in a row, and he's not on any of them, I'm going to be like, hey, man, you good? And his phone probably going to blow off because then Moss is going to text, then Rob's going to text, then Parley's going to, But if you don't have that support system, what do you do? As a man, you're taught deal with it yourself. I'm 50 years old. I'm aging myself. When I'm growing, I was taught you're the man. You deal with your emotions. You don't let them show. You don't cry. You don't do. You just deal with it.
Never let them see you sweat.
There. But nowadays, I still live by that style. But there's times I ain't gonna lie. I'll cry. I watched a movie the other day and I was crying. I cried at that movie Homeward Bound when that dog fell down that hole.
Yeah.
I don't care. But I also, when I had to put my dog down, I also cried. But I held it all together to let my family cry first. And then when they all went to bed, then I cried. Because I needed to be strong for them.
Right.
You've got to be able to ask for help in this day and age. There's numerous outlines. There's suicide prevention hotlines. There's, you should have a friend or somebody in your corner that you can depend on. Don't be too proud, man. Make that damn call. It ain't that, I promise, ain't nothing that bad as that you need to take your own self out of the equation. There's nothing that bad in this world.
Yeah. Shout out to the O1 Brotherhood. If you're watching this, you already know who you are for that O1 Brotherhood. Coaches, staff, still having that group from high school, man. Talking to them guys, we can get in the text anytime. I can hit any one of the guys up. Point guard, it's like I'm dropping off a dime to him like we was on the court in high school. We always could talk. And, when you have those groups, as you said, SEC, Sean, I remember, I think I wasn't on a couple of days, even though everybody know my schedule, my phones, they was like, he called me, he said, where you been, bro? He was like, I know you working, but you got to be on this next stream, man. And I love when you have that because that's just putting you in the mindset like, man, this is something special. This is a brotherhood, having someone that not count on you, but want you to be a part of something, and you build and you grow, you learn so much about each other to where you don't want to see nothing happen to each other. And that's just how we are. And I just think about the night. I'm glad you mentioned that, Sean. Just speaking with you and your wife, strangers to not knowing who each other are. We sitting there, I didn't cook. We outside for almost 2 hours just talking. And the bond is like a brother, just that fast. And when you grow in life, your network determines your net worth. I was told that from being in a conference, and since I heard that, it makes me think about that even more. So gotta we gotta tap into patting each other on the back. We gotta do more phone calls to each other. If it's somebody you haven't talked to in 10, 20 years, guess what? Today's the day. I don't care if it's 2 years. I don't care if it's 5 years. I don't care if it's a year. Today's the day you give them that call. You check in. Hey, what's going on? How you been? I know I haven't talked to you in a while. I'm just trying to see how life goes. It might be needed in every way. I'm talking about family members. I'm talking about friends. I'm talking coworkers. It don't matter who it is, man. Reach out to them
I,
and just check in with them and make sure they're
I,
all right.
I have a
Hey,
thing. I listen to this
uh,
one thing. I listen to this one thing real quick today, and then I'll be done with this topic. I listen to one thing minimum once a month, and it's a country music song, but it's called "The Call" by Matt Kinnon. Listen to that song once a month. It'll change your whole outlook and what you need to do with your people.
hey, Moss, I was trying to put you on the screen solo dolo the way you was cooking up. My bad. All right. Hey, you was
Nah,
cooking. I was trying to give you, the whole screen to cook. You know what I'm saying? Because you was
Bro,
cooking, girl.
I felt like we needed
My
to put like
bad, though,
cameras
gang.
on him and hold up like big flames and lighters and stuff for him.
Hey, I was
yeah,
trying some Sports Center shit for real. It ain't
You're
worked out
right.
like I thought.
Home, home dude was like on the pulpit just going.
He was
it's
cooking.
happening. It's different,
Hey,
man. Like
I oh go ahead. My bad.
nah, you good. Go ahead, do your thing. You said the call, right?
Yeah, The Call
The
by
call.
Matt Kinnon, Kennon.
Hey, I do want to mention this too though. I feel like the movie Concussion was highly accurate. You know, um, Sean was talking about asking for help. I still don't know about the environment in the NFL. We brought this topic up because we see what happened with Nealon. We see what's going on with AB. Um even Broner, who did a violent sport, which is boxing. We see these type of guys out here, and we think something could be off about them. I don't know how much of asking for help would do because I don't even know, and I probably need to look into this. I don't even know if they can help these guys. That's the problem. What can you do if somebody really does have CTE during their current life? They don't have no medicine or, You know, I mean, they don't have nothing. Like, do you dose them up with weed? Like, what do you do? You know what
Well,
I'm saying?
okay, but if you don't try to help, then you're not even trying to help the problem.
There you go. You
If
got to be willing.
if I see you, Zay, we go out one night. We go to watch football games. We got A&M Ohio State playing. We go hook up somewhere at a little club or something to watch the game. And I look at you, and even though Ohio State's playing, you just don't look right. You look really depressed. You ain't into it. If I don't say something and you go home and do something tragic, how am I going to feel? Because I didn't even try to help you. It's knowing signs of this person ain't acting like that normal person I know. And if it's your friend, you should know how they are normal. If they're acting totally different and you don't do anything or say anything because you think, oh, he a man, he'd take care of it, it ain't that big of a deal, and you go home and do something, now I'm stuck with, what could I have done? Why didn't I say
Right.
something? Why didn't I do something? And now I'm depressed and upset. So if I don't have somebody in my corner to help me, I could do the same thing. And then Moss gonna sit there and go, what could I have done?
Yeah. Like, it made me think about that time Jay called me and he was asking me what's good with me. I got the I got the phone call. I had a friend, I'm not gonna mention no names. I got a phone call from a friend one time and he said he was ready to go. I, in my mind, it shocked me. I didn't know what to do, but to say, "Hey, bro, what you need? What can I do? Can I be there? What?" You're not doing nothing. So when you put in situations and you have to act on it, like you said, Sean, it's crazy how it happens. But when you've grown and you know what to do, you know what to say, you just know that at any second this could be the last time you say something. You don't know on the other end what they're doing. So you just got to make sure, like I said, man, tap into anybody you haven't tapped into. It's great that we brought some of these things up because I'm gonna definitely send a couple text messages out today myself, outside of me being on social media as much as I do. But I'm definitely going to check on a few people.
I
Um,
think
Outside of that, man, check on your people, as we always say when something happens. Nothing's happening, but check on your people.
two
Check on
two
your
quick
peoples, man.
yeah
Check on
two
your
quick
peoples.
two quick follow-ups. One, earlier, Moss, you mentioned something about all the people know your schedule. Quit lying on this stream. You don't even know your own schedule. You got so much going on. All right. So stop that. That's lie number one. Okay. Number two, what you just said, another way to live your life right here. If tomorrow never comes, will she know or will my friends know how much I loved them?
Yeah,
Because we ain't even got to be a tragic way you go take care of life yourself. You walk out the street, I go walk to check the mail, some car lose control and hit me and I'm done. If tomorrow never comes. So that's where I'm at. And I'm off my topic, my rant on this.
Nah, facts, man. Hey, on another
let me
note, man, that was deep. That was deep for real. On another note, though, man, let's get to some positive vibes, man. Y'all know we are about 3 hours away from kickoff. You know, what games y'all gonna watch at 12 o'clock? I think BYU Texas Tech play at 12 o'clock. But what
Let
other
me
games are y'all interested at watching at 12 o'clock?
let me throw my scenario out to you and just see what you
Yeah,
say.
let me hear your scenario, man.
Okay. So this is starting with the Big 12.
Okay,
Okay.
it's about to be blasphemous.
Right. Texas Tech beats BYU today. Okay.
Okay, yep.
Utah wins out.
Okay,
Oh, I'm sorry. Somehow I had this all laid out and I should have wrote it down. But somehow you have a 10-2 Utah team, a 10-2 Cincinnati team, and a 10-2 like BYU team or Texas
Okay.
Tech.
Mm-hmm.
Texas Tech is in the Big 12 championship game against, say, Utah. Utah
No,
wins.
it will still be BYU.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Either way, we're going to put Texas Tech in the Big 12 title game against BYU or whatever.
Well, hold
So
on. Let me stop you real quick. I mean, BYU still plays Cincy, so it could be Utah.
Yeah, you're right. It could be. So let's go. That was the scenario I had. It was Utah and Texas Tech play, and BYU loses to Texas Tech this week. So you have 10-2, 10-2, 10-2, and 10-2 with Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Texas Tech loses the Big 12 title game.
Mm-hmm.
Utah wins it. So Utah's in, right?
Yeah.
Texas Tech, are they getting left out because they lost in the championship game? They're not going to hold that against them. They didn't against SMU last year.
That's a
So
great
now
scenario.
Texas Tech's in. Now is BYU in with 2 losses. Now does the Big 12 get 3? And if they get 3, who loses a bid? The Big 10 or the SEC?
I got this wrote. I like that breakdown. I just wrote it down too. Damn, that's a good breakdown, man.
So
I think
Yeah.
10-1 the last couple of years. I give it the SEC got to lose one, man. I just say that because the Big Ten winning the last couple of years and the Big 12 standing tall. The Big 12 stands tall and the SEC got to fall with one. That's how I see it.
So I'll put it like this:
the way it is Oregon, if they wind up dropping, and
who did you say Texas Tech lost to in the Big 12 championship?
Utah.
So this is how I would look at it. I think BYU would get in because they'll be still one of the higher ranked teams, and I think Utah will get the automatic bid. So I think Texas Tech will be left at home because that's a rematch from a game that they beat them by 20 points earlier in the year. So I think the Big 12 will still be deemed to 2 teams because I think the ACC is that like weak.
But you see the chaos that could ensue.
Yeah. And I wouldn't even be surprised if if they kind of flipped it either and gave the ACC 2 bids if we went through that type of chaos. I wouldn't even be surprised if they did that. I wouldn't be surprised if they let Georgia Tech in and another team. You know,
so if you have all those teams at 2 losses in the Big 12, and let's say we're not going to count Indiana and Ohio State, I've already pushed them through. But everybody else from Oregon down winds up with 3 losses. Do you put a 10-2 Big 12 team in over in Oregon?
Texas Tech in over you saying Oregon is a 2-loss team?
No, Oregon would be a 3-loss team.
No, because if Oregon turns out to be a 3-loss team, then there's still going to be, in my opinion, 4 2-loss Big 10 teams.
Because Oregon could lose to Iowa, and then they could use to USC or Washington.
Yeah, and that's why I said if you see Oregon, like let's say Oregon lose today, for instance, right?
Right.
That's the 2nd loss. I think it's more likely that you'll see Oregon lose to a Washington at Washington than them to beat Washington. You know what I mean? Because if they go and beat Washington, they're still going to be a 2-loss team. Right. I mean, they got USC, right? USC. I feel like the better teams will prevail. You know, I don't think it's these teams that we're talking about. Like, all right, if I had to rank, let's just say I had to rank Washington, USC, Oregon, and Iowa. My list will go as follows. I will go Washington, I will go Oregon, then I will go USC, and then I will go Iowa. And I think the better teams will prevail. And that's why I keep saying the Big Ten, their 4th team will go through that Washington Stadium. Or do they play in Seattle?
Yeah, Oregon and Washington play in Seattle.
That 4th team will go through Seattle because for some reason I feel like Oregon will be still a 1-loss team when they get there. And Washington, if they could just beat Oregon, both of them teams can get in. That's how I look at the Big Ten.
See, I don't want to take too much time on this because there are some other things we can get to, but I have a scenario where you could have not from USC, Michigan, Oregon, and Iowa could all wind up 9-3.
It's scenarios for
and
sure.
then you've got that's when you bring in the 10-2 Big 12 teams. That's where it gets like this, and but we got a ways to go for that. We got so much way to go before all this goes. But there's just things I was looking at this morning.
Yeah, you looking at the craziest scenarios possible. Right. So
hey,
in that world, in that universe that you living in, the team up north will have beat Ohio State as well. So they will be a 2-loss team.
Yeah.
No. In the scenario,
no. If you talking about Sean, if you talking about the craziest scenarios in a different universe,
right?
That's part of the scenario. Don't leave that one out. You know,
well, that's part of that one. That was a different scenario. My scenario was they were all 9-3.
Hey, no, we talking about you thinking about that. Listen, you are thinking about the craziest scenarios. You feel what I'm saying? Do not leave that one out of it.
Ain't this a podcast? And we supposed to have fun?
Thanks. But listen, I like what you did, but don't leave that one out. That's what I'm telling you.
I didn't want to bring that up because I knew I was going to get a rant from you on this Ohio State Michigan thing, so I didn't want to bring that up.
I like
that week. I'm going to tell y'all right now. If Michigan rolls and keeps winning, and Ohio State does what Ohio State does, and A&M wins out, and Texas beats Georgia and wins up, that week is going to be must-watch TV on this podcast because Michigan, Ohio State, and Texas A&M, brother, we're going to be ripping each other apart on
Is he talking about a live watch party? Is he talking about a live watch party?
We'd have to do two. We'd have to do two because our game's Friday night. Y'all's game Saturday at noon.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I was this close to buying the mics for the phone, man. You know,
I'm close
to it. We go to Hanks or something, you know, and we do the live watch party.
That's the problem. I forgot. I'm not gonna be here for that week. I'm gonna be in Arkansas again. I'm gonna spend Thanksgiving with my mom.
You are moving too down there.
Well, I'm not moving right now, but I'm gonna go spend Thanksgiving with my mom because it's the first Thanksgiving without my dad.
Thanks.
So I'm gonna go down there for that, but I'll be on stream. Don't think I won't.
You know.
And if there's a live stream watch party, I'll join that damn thing too. I don't care. Yeah. So I mean, I was just looking at crazy scenarios this morning. I had nothing to do this morning. I was bored. That's why I was posting videos and all kinds of stuff. So,
I was tired.
Good debate question, real quick. You want the bye or you want the home playoff game?
I want the home playoff game.
I agree. I wouldn't be upset if A&M fell to the 5, 6, or 7 seed. I wouldn't care.
Yeah, that home playoff game is different, man. I think it put juice into your team.
Right.
Yeah. Even though my team not going to playoff, I like the playoff home game. I would love a playoff home game for a team.
Moss, you'd love any playoff game with that team right now.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie either, Moss. I just noticed your hat. That hat is fire.
What hat is that? Let me see that hat.
Shout out to my man Dorian Sutton, man. Got the grow up clothing.
Send me the link.
I got you, bro.
Yeah, send me the link. I need a couple colors.
Is that a rose?
Yes, sir. Oh. It's grown from the mustard seed that sprouted into what it is.
I need a couple colors in that hat.
If y'all haven't noticed, it's whatever the theme is pretty much what hat I wear. College football, this one. Last night on my NASCAR pod was my number 4 hat.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you, Sean. That hat is terrible.
Which one?
The one you got on?
What?
Yeah.
Talk about the one you got on. You know it. I didn't look at it and think the ATM on it until T1 had said something the other day when we were streaming. I was like, man, they do be giving some bad.
What is wrong with that hat?
It's ugly, bro. It's just ugly. You know,
dude, that hat is 8-0. You'll notice on
until
Saturdays I wear this
until
in the
when?
morning.
What time y'all play? 7:30? Y'all play 3:30? 3:30.
Today 3:30.
Yeah, till
Yeah.
till about 6 o'clock, y'all be 8-1. And like at 6 o'clock, y'all be like 8-1. You know
No,
what I
ain't
mean?
happening. Not
I
with
mean,
that tight
I
end being out.
it don't matter, bro.
Now
Listen, they
that's
about to
their
get back.
safety blanket.
They about to get back to running the ball this week. You know, that's what they've
Good.
been missing. They about to get back to running the ball with a mob. You know,
We gonna see it. It's gonna play out. That's for sure.
you know he
I'm
he
looking
hey, he
out.
a, he a top 10 Heisman candidate.
I'm
Who's that?
I ain't even worried about it. I mean, that's
Ahmad Hardy.
like I said, not
I
worried
think he
about
got the
this.
ninth best. I think he got the ninth best odds right now, or something like that.
I'm not worried about it.
That's that
If we
running
win,
back.
we win. If we lose,
Yeah,
we're still in good shape. I'm not worried about it.
I just need y'all to
I'd love
lose.
to win, but a loss ain't gonna be the end of the world for us.
I just need y'all to lose so I can make a little money, man. Help a
Well,
brother
see, I
out,
need us
man.
to win so I can make a little money. So,
help
and I normally
help
don't put money on A&M.
a brother out, man.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that Indiana Penn State game. I really wonder what Penn State gonna do at home. Like
Yeah.
it's just are they gonna come out and lay down or are they gonna come out and play?
now, here's my take on that. Everybody talks about Penn State and the environment and the crowd. Okay, that's understandable. I relate it to the LSU Texas A&M game. That crowd was electric in the first half, but once A&M started putting it on them in the second, that whole stadium emptied.
When y'all
And
got the punt return,
well,
it's done.
if Indiana gets up 3 scores before half or 2 scores, I think that stadium will empty.
Man,
The
listen.
question is,
This the
the
thing
rock
though.
playing
This the thing though. Before Ohio State, they lost 4 games by a combined 13 points, bro. Like it's not like they've been getting out here getting torched.
Right. No.
You know what I'm saying? They've been losing close games for real.
and that's why I say are they gonna lay down like being at home that environment we know it's different down there. You know, they come out with the all white at high noon, Indiana minus a couple stars. I think this is a perfect like way to put the red carpet out there and give them the treatment to binge this upset. The question is, can Penn State get these young boys and shout out to the young kid from here in our backyard on the OCC. Can can he in his freshman season early add his home crowd behind him and produce an upset? You know, a lot of things goes into play with this game. So, you know, at halftime, if Penn State has a 3 point lead or maybe down by 3 points at halftime, question is, do they get the ball out coming out at half, and what kind of momentum do they have coming out? That's just my only question. Just don't know what type of Penn State team we're gonna see.
Let me ask y'all this, Moss and Sean. Uh, if this is a close game, do your thoughts change about Indiana as a football team?
No. No. Do whatever thoughts you had about Texas A&M. I'm going to use them for an example. They played a close game against Auburn and a close game against Arkansas, which was on the road. This game's on the road, correct? For Indiana?
Yeah.
We've said numerous times, going on the road ain't easy. I
Yeah.
think Penn State's got pride. They have to. I mean, if they come out and play Penn State style football on defense, at least they can keep it close. I don't think that tarnishes Indiana at all. I don't. I don't think it changes my opinion of Indiana at all.
What about you, Joe?
Well, last week seeing that Ohio State won at home, Texas won at home, SMU won at home, Florida lost at home, Tennessee lost at home. Ah, it's gonna be tough for me. I mean, with the injuries, I really can't judge Indiana. If they lose this game, it's gonna be tough for me to really judge them. It's just gonna show that Penn State may have been waiting to get home to get a little comfort, you know. But I think you're not gonna have no choice but to, because the one thing we talked about is next man up, being ready. This is a team that's gotten through the season where they at right now, and if you ask everybody, they're gonna say, yeah, this should be an easy win for Indiana. But with these injuries, so I'm gonna say if Indiana loses this game, I can't fully. It's tough. I'm gonna say, yeah, I gotta say they're not the real Indiana because they should
But it
literally
wasn't.
walk in and
But the
Uh,
question wasn't
no.
if they lose. The question was if it's a close
if it's
win.
close, listen,
Listen,
this how
I
I
know it.
feel, man.
They without Surratt and
Yeah,
the tackle.
yeah, this how
So
I feel.
Indiana, this is something they needed going into the towards championship in the Big Ten as well.
Yeah, listen, let me just say my thoughts. If this game is close, I'm going to think Indiana is a pretender. Simple as that. Because I know, like, yeah, we beat them 38-14. That game could have easily been 49-7. You know, and I'm just telling you, like, I'm being unbiased. I'm telling you, like, bro, we fumbled with 2 minutes left in the first half on their side of the field. They shouldn't even score 14 points on us. You know, so and we gave up. We left points on the board. So I'm telling you, the game was like 49-7. Like it was 17-14 at halftime. But if you watched our game when we played Penn State, we was killing them in the first half. Like we owned that game. Nobody felt like that game was a 3-point game going into halftime. Uh if this game is close, I'm gonna think they're pretenders, and I'm just gonna feel like we're gonna kill them in the Big Ten championship. That's how I'm gonna feel, and that's just all the way honest. You know, I like because I see this Penn State team, bro. Like I seen them up close and personal. Like I really studied them. Like if you're the number 2 team in the country, you should dispatch this thing. Surratt or not, Surratt or not, I don't care. Like you should dispatch them.
Well, this is where the game inside the game comes in because you're right. I watched that Ohio State Penn State game. I didn't watch it live, but I watched replays of it. But if you go back and watch the A&M Auburn game, everybody keeps pointing to that about how Auburn held A&M in check. They really didn't. A&M had 414 yards to 178 yards for Auburn.
That's crazy.
We had 2 touchdowns called back. And we had a fluky tipped pass that they ran back to the 1-yard line when they got tackled, and that's how they got their 10 points. You take 2 more touchdowns on the board, that game's 32 to 3. So you can't just look at scores and say what it is. How did the game go down? We also had 13 penalties for 175 yards too. So you take 400 yards of offense and 130. We had over almost 600 yards of offense in that game. If you add the penalty yards, if you eliminate. But people will look at it and say A&M's offense was held in check by a good Auburn defense, but it really wasn't. So you got to look more in depth as to just what's the score say, especially when you're going on the road to some of these games. Y'all know you know as well as I do. Y'all been to Purdue and lost before,
Absolutely.
but you
That's why.
can't just look at the score and say, "Oh, Purdue." You got to look and see what happened to let Purdue win that. You know,
Facts.
so it doesn't change my opinion of Indiana. Maybe it diminishes them. Maybe I drop them below like an Alabama or A&M if it's close, based on what A&M does to Missouri this weekend. But I mean, I still think they're a top 4 team.
Yeah, you right. You gotta watch the game, and like, yeah, the score can be 17-10, but it's a such thing as a nervous 17-10 or a controlled 17-10. You know, it really is. So that's why I'm saying like I'm gonna watch this game, bro, and I'm gonna watch it closely because if it's close, I'm gonna think it's gonna be a nervous 17-10. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think it's gonna be 17-10 like control. I'm gonna think like, oh, Penn State had a chance to win it if it's 17-10.
See, that's just like the A&M Arkansas game where we went to Fayetteville and we won 45-42. everybody's like, my God, y'all almost lost to Arkansas. Go watch the game. Arkansas never had the ball with the chance to take the lead. We were up 10. We were up 3. We were up 10. We were up 3. We score, they score. We score. It was a back and forth shootout, but they never could have taken the lead in that game. We had the lead the entire game. So it wasn't a nervous one for me because, yeah, let them score with 25 seconds left in the game. They're still down and we get the ball as long as we recover the onside kick.
Yeah.
Biggest upset alert. Who you got? I know who you got. You don't need to say nothing. I already know. You got Missouri.
I'm gonna pick another one.
Okay.
Let me get on DraftKings and look at my ticket.
I think the biggest upset alert is Oregon at Iowa.
Mosh, you're cutting out or something. Can't hear you.
I think Oregon at Iowa. I think a lot of people really don't know what Oregon is. That's the reason I say that one. My pick is Indiana at Penn State. Upset alert. That's my pick.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Wake Forest over Virginia.
Ooh.
I know that's one. My DraftKings ain't loaded up, but Wake Forest over Virginia is a good upset alert today for me. Of course, Mississippi State over Georgia as well. Them are both good ones too.
I was looking at Mississippi State, Georgia. My wild upset that I might wind up putting a little bit on just for play, just to see. Cal over Louisville. Well, no, that's at Louisville. I wouldn't touch that one. Cal covering, I would touch, but not winning outright. I thought it was in California. It's not.
Yeah.
I do like the Mississippi Georgia one would be one. And then Iowa over Oregon would be my other one. Flyer one, Auburn over Vandy.
Yeah,
I think Auburn's defense is really good.
WCP got that pick with Auburn.
Yeah, them the only ones for real.
Yeah,
I don't see no more. But I'm about to get out of here. What y'all about to do? I got
go get me another refill on this.
Yeah, I gotta go make a couple moves.
I'm gonna go get some breakfast and sit down and watch SEC Nation.
You cooking today, man? Dang, I'm about to hit you up and tell you I'm about to come get you. We can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
Sir, we at KT's Good Eat.
We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
There we go.
I don't know what it is.
You keep cutting out. You gotta take them headphones out, man. There's them headphones. You gotta take them headphones out.
Yeah,
you keep cutting out.
Cutting you.
You cutting out. You still cutting out.
Is it good? Oh,
hey, you look like an old Chinese movie from back in the day.
That's it right there. We need subtitles. Can we get captions on here?
No, I just had to take them out. Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah, KT's Good East, man. Y'all know where we at over there on Lockbourne, across from Doghouse Pieces, man. Come and get the great East, the egg roast, all the good stuff. Man, just check us out. Y'all see what we doing. City League TV on Facebook, on YouTube. We got FanDuel Zay. Check his channel out. One of the coldest intros in the world right now, man. Zay, I was listening to your intro like 10 times the other day. I just kept playing it over and over. That stream need to be popping with that intro more. SEC Shine is in the building. We got Parlay Pro of Blitzburg of course, myself, Level Up Sports 10, and Unc that put us all together, WTP Sports Dudes, man. Just great to be seeing you guys and do what we do all the time, man. So just ready for another one tomorrow, of course. Then the rest of the week, for sure.
Rolling
Yeah,
in banger after banger.
all I got this morning, go get some breakfast, sit down, watch a little SEC Nation this morning. After my game, get up, throw my deer meat in, and get my chili going.
I already had my Waffle House.
Make a big old pot of deer chili.
Texas.
Yes,
Oh
sir.
yeah, let me get a bowl of that.
Hey, roll on.
But y'all heard them, man. All the channels is down at the bottom, man. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell so y'all don't miss any content. Cause we be rolling, we rolling, we rolling, we rolling, we rolling. You know what I mean? But y'all know what it is. Hey, I'm gonna get with y'all, man. I hit y'all up.
Give me.
Peace.
Go watch my videos.
Hey, like Silly TV say, we was in the building. Now we out.
We out. Peace.
Peace.
There we